Good morning. My name is Taisha, and I will be your conference operator today. At this time, I would like to welcome everyone to the new textbook Pharmacy Calculations conference call. All lines have been placed on mute to prevent any background noise. If you should need assistance during the call, please press *0, and an operator will come back online to assist you. Thank you. Ms. Grace Richards, you may begin your conference.
Thank you very much. I wanted to welcome everyone today and thank you for joining us. Today I'm pleased to have along with me Dr. Payal Agarwal, and we will both be presenting. My name is Grace Richards, and I'm the Marketing Manager for Health Professions at Jones & Bartlett Learning. We'll start out, I'll do a brief introduction of the just technicalities of the book, the ISBN, etc. Then I will turn it over to Dr. Agarwal to talk about the content and features of the textbook. Then I'll come back on and talk about the instructor and student resources and forthcoming Navigate 2. And at the end, we'll have a question and answer session. You'll be able to ask questions with the help of our operator, and Dr. Agarwal and myself can answer questions live on the call. So without further ado, we'll get started. We're very pleased to have just published this new textbook, Pharmaceutical Calculations. We have listed here the ISBN, the net price for bookstores, the list price, and it is a 2-color book, and it has 350 pages. And Dr. Agarwal is an Assistant Professor of Pharmaceutical Sciences at Notre Dame University of Maryland in Baltimore. She has been an assistant professor there since 2009. She currently teaches pharmaceutics, pharmaceutical calculations, and biopharmaceutics and clinical pharmacokinetics classes to first-year and second-year PharmD students. And this far in her career, she has been awarded with numerous prestigious awards. She is also a member of the Roche Honor Society, AAPS, NBC, AAIPS, and the American Diabetes Association. And without further ado, I would like to turn it over to Dr. Agarwal.
Thank you, Grace, for the introduction. I would like to start by thanking the entire team of J&B Learning for providing me with this wonderful opportunity to create this textbook on pharmaceutical calculations. It was truly an honor and a wonderful experience working with you all. I would also like to express my gratitude to all my reviewers for providing their constant valuable insights and suggestions that undoubtedly strengthen this book. And I would like to offer my thanks to all my contributors, Dr. Jane S. Bowen, Dr. Morgan Culver, and Dr. Paramjeet Kaur, for providing their expertise and enriching the content of this book. Now, I would like to present a brief overview on pharmaceutical calculations. As pharmaceutical scientists and pharmacists, we know that accurately performing calculations is a critical component in providing patient care in any pharmacy setting. Therefore, the development of calculation skills in student pharmacists plays a vital role in building a competent pharmacist. Keeping this in mind, our overall goal while creating this textbook was focused primarily on enhanced student learning and understanding in important areas of pharmaceutical calculations. This is an introductory edition which provides a valuable platform to pharmacy students and the content of which is relevant to both compounding and retail pharmacy. The present text is targeted for professional pharmacy technicians and PharmD students. Pharmaceutical Calculations is a standard course that is connected to pharmaceutics track on the pharmacy sciences side of the PharmD curriculum. Some places it is taught as a standalone course and sometimes as a part of compounding or a dosage form course. However, this subject matter is crucial to the pharmacy student. We do acknowledge that there are some great resources out there on pharmaceutical calculations. However, we wanted something that will enhance student learning and was appropriate for the level of a pharmacy student. In order to accomplish this goal, we started with a unique layout of the material for this textbook. We started with a section that provides the students with essential math fundamentals and tools necessary for pharmaceutical calculations. From there, we built our way up and provided a section that covers calculations of specific dosage forms, and finally have a section on calculations specific to special patient population, biologics, and radiopharmaceuticals. The overall content of this book is laid out with a background of 3 sections that were mentioned earlier. Our first section consists of 3 chapters. Chapter 1 starts with a review of basic math fundamentals, which provides a quick recap of some important information that students have learned in their undergraduate years. With my experience, I have realized that students always have difficulty tying the basic math with actual pharmacy settings. Therefore, an attempt is made at the end of this chapter to present these math fundamentals in a more realistic approach so that students can understand its importance and see how these fundamentals are tied to pharmacy. Chapter 2, Prescriptions and Medication Orders, provides the knowledge required for understanding and interpreting the essential components of prescription and medication orders. Chapter 3, which covers basics of pharmaceutical measurement, includes different systems of measurement systems and calculations on accuracy, precision, which involves both solids and liquid measurement. In the second section, we have carefully divided the calculations based on individual dosage forms. Also, I would like to highlight that individual chapters in this section are based on dosage forms that are classified on their physical state, such as liquid, solid, and semi-solid dosage forms. Where we have started with the calculations on non-sterile pharmaceutical liquids first, which is then followed by calculations that are specific to sterile liquids, and then solids, and then finally semi-solid dosage forms. Chapter 4 covers a wide range of calculations that are related to preparation and dispensing of pharmaceutical liquids that are not sterile. It includes topics such as density, specific gravity, specific volume, and their interconversion. Calculations on different ways of expressing the concentration concepts of dilution and alligation, pH, etc. are also a part of this chapter. Certain specific formulation and labeling requirements are demanded when working with solutions intended for administration through eye, nose, or ears, or that are to be injected directly into the blood or body tissue. Chapter 5 therefore covers calculations for sterile pharmaceutical liquids and explains concepts such as milliequivalent, milliosmoles, calculating flow rates for IV fluids, and calculating reconstitution of dry powders, etc. Dose calculations based on patient's body weight, age, body surface area, and body mass index are also provided. This chapter also exposes the students to various clinical calculations that are related to a patient's caloric and fluids needs. Chapter 6, Calculations for Pharmaceutical Solid Dosage Form, focuses on various concepts such as geometric dilution, dose strength, displacement value, etc. that are useful in compounding prescriptions for tablets, capsules, powders, and suppositories. Chapter 7, Calculations for Semi-Solid Dosage Forms, features calculations that are necessary for bulk preparation of ointments, creams, and paste. This chapter also explains alligation alternate and alligation medial methods, both of which are used extensively in compounding semi-solid dosage form. The last section involves 3 more chapters. Chapter 8, Calculations Involving Special Populations, which elucidates the dose calculations that are necessary for pediatrics, geriatrics, and patients with renal dysfunction or cancer. Calculations for biological preparations such as penicillin and insulin are discussed in Chapter 9, which is biologics. In addition, in understanding and interpreting specific medication orders using standardized protocols for heparin dosing are also presented in this chapter. This chapter also emphasizes calculations that are related to various measurement units that are specific to vaccines and toxoids. Lastly, Chapter 10, which is radiopharmaceuticals, cover calculations on radiopharmaceuticals, such as units of radioactivity and their interconversion, and half-life, mean half-life, calculating the radioactive decay, and dose calculations on radiopharmaceuticals, etc., are also provided in this particular chapter. The key features of this textbook includes learning objectives, key terms with definitions, references, glossary, and boxed features which contains rules to remember. Example of some of these features will be presented in few minutes from now. These key features will help the readers to quickly grasp the concepts and make it easier to apply the information in practice. This book highly emphasizes on providing real-world calculations in the form of actual prescriptions to enhance student engagement and retention. The book also contains numerous solved problems after each section. These questions are explained in a step-by-step manner and also explain some complex concepts in different ways to enhance the student learning. This is then followed by practice and application-based questions to self-assess on a content before the student moves forward. Also involves additional questions through workbook, which provide questions on individual chapter and provides enough opportunity to practice. The overall idea is to facilitate the readers to master the basic and complex pharmaceutical calculations. The book stands out for providing three important benefits for students. First, it facilitates student learning with clear chapter objectives, keywords, and definitions. This is helpful in providing an overall picture for an individual chapter. It incorporates numerous solved problems, also provides information in the form of tables and figures, and also provides online references. And one of the key highlights that is demonstrated in this book is the application of calculations in the form of actual prescription. Secondly, it enhances the student engagement by providing a good balance of theoretical concepts and calculations and provides a systematic and a step-by-step approach to solve problems. It also explains the solution of a question in multiple ways and provides a quick review through rules to remember for some chapters. Lastly, it provides self-assessment exercises by incorporating practice question sets after each solved section with an answer key. It incorporates a workbook for each chapter towards the end of the book, and finally incorporates additional resource through Navigate to Access or Advantage Access package. Can we go to the next slide? Now let's take a look at some of these features and the examples from the textbook. So this is an example from chapter number 1, which shows the application of Roman numerals in the form of prescription. It also has detailed explanation in terms of compounding the prescription. The additional thing that I would like to highlight here is one of the considerations that we took while creating this textbook was not to present any question that requires the student to have certain information or knowledge that was not covered prior to that section or chapter. So just the whole idea was to make it more user-friendly and enhance student learning and retention. There is another example from chapter 5, which demonstrates the calculation on isotonic solution in the form of a prescription. This example shows the concept of concentration that the students have actually learned in chapter number 4, and it also forces the student to apply these concepts in order to dispense this prescription. Along with, there is a detailed information in terms of the solution for compounding and dispensing this prescription. There are some more examples. This is from chapter number 3, which talks about aliquot method for solid measurements. And here I would like to highlight the different ways of approaching the same problem, because students usually have a problem. Students actually face that issue of solving the questions in multiple ways, and therefore it provides an opportunity to see that the same question can be solved in different ways. The only goal over here is to do the math right and dispense the right quantity of the drug without wasting the chemicals. And that's what is shown very beautifully. And also you can see there is a step-by-step and a systematic approach was taken in order to explain the solution of the question. Then there are certain boxed features such as rules to remember. This feature gives a quick recap of the information that was provided in the textbook, and it helps the student to get a quick understanding on the concept. There are some more examples on the box features which is coming from the chapter number 3, which talks about the metric system, and some rules to remember about that is also laid out in a boxed manner so that students can easily access and easily remember some of the key considerations while writing metric system or using metric system in their solutions. Lecture outlines are also provided in the PowerPoint format, which actually includes more than 200 slides. And this will be very helpful for the instructor because it is coming straight from the chapter, so it is written in a very parallel manner to the textbook. Then along with that, instructor's manual, which also features a sample syllabus along with the answer key to all the practice questions that is provided in the package, is also included in this resource. And I would ask if we can show a sample syllabus here. So here is an example of a syllabus which starts with the course title, credit hours. So normally it's a 2 credit hour or a 1 credit hour, again depending upon the curriculum. And then it has a brief course description along with the learning outcomes that the student should be able to achieve after completing the calculations course. Then the objective of the course is laid out, followed by the basic point distribution, which includes a weekly workbook assignment. So what it does, it forces the student to actually go along with the book and try to solve the questions from the workbook that is designed in parallel to the individual chapters. And then there is a midterm exam, and then the formative assessments that are online quizzes which are non-graded, and that is also a part of our online package, which is the e-navigation package. Then along with that, we have class participation, homework, and others. So again, it can be very, very customized based upon the individual instructor. And then the final exam, which is 45%. So, this is just a sample syllabus, and obviously the instructor can be flexible around the point distribution based upon their individual pharmacy school. And this shows the PowerPoint slide that has been created for the individual chapters, which actually has more than 200 slides. And it is very useful in presenting the chapters in front of the students. It has examples, solved examples, very well laid out. All the key components of the chapters are also included in the slides. All the equations have been embedded within this lecture slides. And it also explains the different questions in a very detailed and a very step-by-step approach. So along with instructor manual and the lecture syllabus, we also have a test bank question that contains more than 300 questions. The test bank is divided into midterm questions and the final exam questions. Along with this, it also contains questions on individual sections from the individual chapters. So there is a lot of questions that actually students and the instructor can take advantage of in order to prepare and excel in pharmaceutical calculations. With this, I would like to hand it over to Grace, and she would talk about the navigation package.
Thank you, Dr. Agarwal. As well as the great instructor resources, we also have fabulous student resources available in the Navigate to Advantage package, as well as some additional instructor resources. Navigate to is our learning management system. Instructors who adopt this text will have access to the helpful instructor resources available within Navigate to, and students will receive their access code for Navigate to within each new textbook. As instructors are adopting this textbook, they can be in touch with their sales representative to receive the instructor access to this online portion, as well as a course code that you can give to your students so your students will fall under your roster. And I will show some sample pages and grade books and things in a few moments so you can see what the screens of the Navigate to online system look like. Navigate to Advantage access will be available this November and provides access to a complete eBook, so students will have both the textbook and the eBook, along with online access to interactive practice activities and pre-populated assessments that will automatically report to the instructor gradebook. And as I mentioned, the Navigate to Advantage access is included with each new textbook for the same price as the textbook alone. This includes the eBook, a study center, assessments, and a reporting dashboard. Now let's take a closer look at the components of the Navigate to Advantage Access Learning Management System. This is a sample from a different eBook, and the home page will have access to the lessons pathway, which will provide the chapters of the eBook, and also a tab for the learning tools, as well as any course announcements or messages that you as the instructor may want to include, and different assignment due dates so the students can keep track of what is due and when it is due. This is a sample eBook page from a different textbook, just to give a quick example. Students can look at it as a double page view or single page view. They can choose to increase the size of the font to see the pages more clearly. Students can use the tools to bookmark certain pages, add notes with pop-up windows and type in their own notes, as well as add their own voice notes, recorded notes if they'd like, and highlight different sections. And the next tab, the Learning Tools pathway, opens up the Study Center for students. Students can access flashcards, learning objectives, the lecture outlines, and practice activities all throughout this section in the Study Center. Within the eBook, the chapter quizzes will appear at the end of each chapter. Also within the eBook, there are sample knowledge check questions that appear as the student is reading. And this is an example of one of the knowledge check questions within the eBook. They can click on an icon which will pop up this question. A lot of them are multiple choice, sometimes a fill in the blank or a drag and drop, and the student can choose their answer and submit it and see if they were correct or incorrect and receive information on the correct answer. This is an example of a flashcard. Students will, a different flashcard from a different text, just an example. Students will see the answer for the key term, and they may type the key term in the answer box at the top. If they are incorrect, it will tell them the answer. If they're unsure and they just want to use the flashcards as a study mechanism, they can click check answer and the term will appear in the box automatically. Next is the Learning Analytics Dashboard. This is the instructor view. Instructors will be able to see grades and data for each student enrolled in their course. Students will only be able to see the grades for their own assessments and quizzes that they have taken. And as we wrap up here, I just wanted to share some quotes from the foreword of the book. We were very pleased to have Dr. Culhane provide some wonderful testimonials and comments about this fabulous textbook. I really do think one of the key features are all the clinical examples that are laid out throughout the book, as Dr. Agarwal has shown. This will really help students be successful and bridge that gap between learning concepts and actual practice-based applications. As I mentioned, the online Navigate 2 helps, as well as all the questions within the textbook itself. And we really think this has put together a great package that will be useful for pharmacy educators and students. I wanted to thank everyone and lead into the question and answer session. If you would like to ask a question, I'll double check with our operator today, but it's typically you can press *1. The operator will take your question and cue everyone in a lineup so that we can answer all the questions even while your phone is muted. And I just want to check in with the operator at this time and see if I'm properly explaining the question and answer session.
Yes, ma'am. At this time, if you would like to ask a question, please press *1 on your telephone keypad. We'll pause for just a moment to compile the Q&A roster. At this time, there are no audio questions.
All right, we can wait just a few moments. From my online dashboard, it looks like someone may be asking the operator a question. I'll just pause for a moment and double check. Okay, I'll just check in one more time with the operator and see if she is taking a question. If not, I can close the session and leave some contact information for anyone who would like to ask any follow-up questions. They can feel free to contact myself or their sales representative. I just want to check in with the operator and see if anyone had asked questions.
You have a question from the line of Madhi Joshi.
Hello?
Okay. We'd love to take the question.
Ms. Joshi, your line is open.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, I missed the part where you said that there are sample syllabus is available and question bank is available. How do I approach that, or how do I get it?
I can have your sales representative get in touch with you and send that information.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Again, if you would like to ask a question, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. There are no further questions.
Okay. Well, I want to thank our operators and technical assistants, and I would very much like to thank Dr. Agarwal for taking time to review the contents and features of the book today. We are happy to take questions, additional questions from instructors. You can contact your account specialist via email, via the link here, go.jblearning.com/find-a-rep, or you can feel free to contact us via telephone at 1-800-832-0034. On our website, you can request review copies and the instructor resources or contact your account specialist directly. Again, my name is Grace Richards. My email is grichards@jblearning.com if anyone would like to ask further questions if you cannot get in touch with your account specialist. But I want to thank you for your time, and everyone that has joined the call or registered will receive a follow-up email with the PowerPoint slides. So thank you everyone very much for your time, and thank you Dr. Agarwal. We're really excited to have published your book. Thank you for all your hard work, and we look forward to hearing from instructors about any adoption questions. So thank you everyone, and have a great day.
That concludes today's conference call. You may now disconnect.